Okay, I'll open our zoning board meeting. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Good evening and welcome. We'll start with the roll call. Patrice Scott is here. Howard Burnham?
Here.
Freeman?
Here.
Freeman Plummer is here. Omer C. Ahern Jr.
Present.
And Butch Cushing.
Present.
All right, we are all here. And Tom McLaughlin, our alternate, our trusted alternate, is not needed this evening. So let's look at the minutes of May 24th. That was our last meeting where no video recording was available. And I've looked through them. I haven't seen anything. Does anybody else have any corrections or additions? And I just note that we had myself, Omer, Freeman present. So we should be the ones voting on these.
Madam Chairman,
Yes?
I move the minutes of May 24th, 2016 be adopted as provided or submitted.
Okay.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Freeman. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
3, okay. And we had 2 abstentions from the members that were not present at that meeting. All right. Now we have a public hearing this evening, case 212-046-002. We have a request for 2 variances on a proposed master sign at Riverside Landing, 6 Riverside Lane, Plymouth, New Hampshire. An exception is written. Mr. McGinley, I understand you're here as an agent for MV Plymouth Replacement, LLC, and you're requesting both a height and an area variance from Article 4, Section 408.5 of the zoning ordinance for a proposed master sign on your lot 212-046-002. This property is located in the ag zone. All right, would you like to explain your requests?
I'd like to introduce Ms. Carol Stackpole, who is my attorney.
Okay.
Meredith Carroll's been with me for many years on this project, and she would like to address the board tonight.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, Ms. Stackpole.
Good evening to all of you. Again, I'm Carol Stackpole. I'm an attorney with the law offices of Frank, Michelle, and Meredith, here representing Riverside Landing, LLC, who is the developer in the project Riverside Landing on Tenny Mountain Highway. And what I'd like to start with is just to kind of give you a setting so you understand the project, the needs in the project, and why we're looking for a master sign of the size that we're looking for. The existing lot here is the lot in question, and the existing sign is a Bank of New Hampshire sign. And when I get to the sign section, I'm going to show you, if you don't already have, you probably have some overviews of the signs. I'm going to show you some comparisons. What we're proposing to do in conjunction with cooperation with Bank of New Hampshire is to create a master sign out of the existing sign, but to expand it, to add for the signage for folks in the back of the development who don't have road frontage like Bank of New Hampshire and the other lots do. So this is the existing sign we're talking about here, and then Bank of New Hampshire will, and we're applying for at the same time, a supplemental sign, which we've been told a verbal okay for the sign. This sign here, we have an easement. The development has reserved an easement for a master sign, which never got put on because at the time the development started, there was really only 2 lots. As the need arose, we want to take our easement and in cooperation with Bank of New Hampshire, put, they're going to agree to the easement area around this sign they had given us one in the southeast corner, or the southwest, excuse me, corner, and they're going to give us the one around the existing sign if we were able to convert that sign to a master sign. We're going to be using the existing posts and just expanding the sign, and I'll go into that in a little bit. Just to give you an idea of if you're not familiar with the project, we're talking about the existing lots that have been created are lots 1, 2, and 3. The master sign would be located in that area right here on the Bank of New Hampshire lot as you're entering into this project. The road's been expanded here, and this is the remaining area of the project that could be developed into more commercial space going this direction.
And you said this direction, excuse me, going
West.
west? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Sorry. And there is also additional land, part of the same main lot that Riverside Landing LLC owns to the east. Now, certain portions of it are not developable, you know, some of it is in the protected area, so it's not all going to be developed, but you can see there's some to this side and some to that. And the need to provide a master sign for this project for those who will be in the back of the development is there. So what we are looking for is an increase in the area of the panels on the sign, or the changeable copy area, as well as an increase in height. Let's see. I don't know if anybody needs or would like a copy of the,
They actually have it, Carol.
no, I mean, they do, yeah, but I mean, of the recorded plan that shows the area to the west and the east, if anybody wants, I did bring, this is the recorded plan, if anybody would like copies of those 2 pages.
They all the same. I didn't keep one of those. I didn't keep.
Yeah, one shows the direction in the east and one in the west.
Oh,
There's 2 pages.
two pages, okay.
Thank you.
Sure, there you go.
Also, to give you a little better perspective, this is an existing color copy of showing where that existing Bank of New Hampshire sign is. Shows a little bit of the area in the winter time, so you can get a perspective, the height of that sign with some snow. And I'm going to show you the dimensions of that sign, the face panel. I think you do have copies of that, but there are additional copies of that to give you an idea of the sign we're looking at as it presently is.
Thank you.
So in comparison, right?
That's very finicky, it's not you.
I'll stand here and see if you can read. Still gonna be able. Okay. So this is the existing Bank of New Hampshire sign. The Bank of New Hampshire sign has 8 feet 7 inches of ground clearance and one sign panel that's 50 50 square feet, I believe. It's 5 by 10? Yeah. And currently, it's the 16 feet high with the top of the cornice of the sign that you see there. Now, I think the rendering copy you got, you should have gotten one of the proposed sign versus the Bank of New Hampshire sign. Yep. And I have one that will also show you what a shorter sign would do if we were to do. Yeah, just hold it. If we were to have the sign of similar in size. I'm not sure if you got that, so I just wanted to make sure you.
This one.
We get that? I don't know. Thank you.
It's different from here.
I'll get some tape.
Okay.
Right.
16 feet.
Same.
So now you can see by looking at the sign comparisons that what we're proposing to do is to use the existing foundation and the existing installed steel support poles in the current location, and then we've revised the easement area. It's going to serve as a primary business listing for one business, and then 6 secondary businesses on the sign. With the sign meeting the 16-foot height requirement, the bottom 4 panels are going to be actually below the same visibility as the Bank of New Hampshire sign is now for one site with road frontage. These folks are intended for the back people, and really mostly so that they can advertise that they're there, and so that people will be able to find them safely, efficiently, and get to this business. What we're proposing to do with the bigger sign is the elevation or the clearance will bring those 4 bottom panels up enough to bring them into line of sight, visibility, safe, able to be found by the traffic. With, bringing it up here with really a little bit, I think we've determined it's about an 18 square foot additional. We have the advertising name or identification panel on there because most folks are getting to associate that project as Riverside Landing. And when the owners of these businesses start to say, we're in Riverside Landing, we need to really give them an ease of getting there. Keeping the character of this very simple, basic, with, I want to say, minimal adjustment in the panels to provide that safety, the visibility, and to be able to accommodate back businesses, which we wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So you're talking about a 5-foot difference in elevation, with part of it really coming to bring the visibility of the bottom 4 panels up into sight, allowing for the fact that you're going to have snow in the winter time.
I thought it was good, sorry.
Let's stay there. You gonna stay? There, okay. as I think I said, the total area for the tenant or business panels will exceed the square footage allowed by the code by about 18, and we're talking about the changeable copy area. Because the supporting structures, there's really nothing that lends, and we're keeping the same supporting structure that's already there, like I said, with the addition of some height on the top. Okay, I think in the comparison that I have here, give you another perspective, putting the comparisons of the proposed sign against the sign that would meet the code without the change.
Versus 3 feet 3 inches.
Thank you.
Big difference.
Again, I think what we're trying to just show, and I think the Bank of New Hampshire sign really showed that, is that we would really only be able to get 3 business advertising for the entire back of the project without putting it low to the ground. And in wintertime, that would definitely be an issue and a safety factor for people trying to find the project. So, does anybody have any questions on the proposed sign?
Could I ask, you had referred to saying you're reusing the sign of Bank of New Hampshire. Are you literally taking the face off it, or you're going to replace that? You're just going to use the pylons that are there?
We're using the support structures and the steel supports.
Mm-hmm.
So the existing Bank of New Hampshire face panel is going to come off, and they're going to restructure the inner. So
Okay.
yes, he's going to, the supporting steel structure underneath, I imagine the encasing here, and the encasing will be extended to put the top on and safely be able to hold all those panels.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be in the exact structure that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And Bank of New Hampshire will put a sign, I think, on the other side. They will put their own sign over there in a very much smaller sign. And I'll show you that in just a second. So what you want to know for us, and we need to show to you, is several things according to the law as to why we need you to grant this variance. One being, is this request for the additional changeable copy area and the size, the height, likely to diminish the value of the surrounding businesses? We think not. We think it adds value to the other business by bringing more daily traffic to those businesses in that area and the other businesses along. People are going to go in and out of that plaza and bring them. And it's going to add some vibrant retail activity as they're able to bring additional commercial businesses to the back part of the lot. Is it in the public interest to allow a sign of this size? Well, there, again, more businesses, more vibrant retail activity for the public. The sign will provide ease of identification and the ability to locate those businesses in a relatively safe and efficient manner. You're going to have less clutter of individual signs along that route, because if every business you wanted to put up along there was located along Tenny Mountain Highway and they each had their own sign, certainly a lot more signs. A project of this kind would have businesses in the back. They'd be able to be identified here. It's a minimal, small amount of addition based on the amount of value you're going to get for that, and reducing the clutter and increasing the safety. Because this one will support one main or primary business and 6 secondary businesses. Is this going to pose an unnecessary hardship on this development? I think so, and I'll explain why, and adding to you the fact that we have some budding businesses letters. If you don't have them already, I have copies of them. They're very much in support of that, because for them, this adds it adds a significant amount of value to them in the way of advertising that their business is there, in a method, in a manner in which they wouldn't otherwise be able to get people to their site, because they don't have the road frontage to show people that they're there, that they exist, other than an advertisement that tells them an address that they might put in a newspaper or on the internet. Or so in this particular project, for those other businesses, there really is no other way to give that directional ability than through a master sign. And as the size of the project that you saw, there's a number of businesses it can accommodate, but that would be the only way we'd be able to provide that. Would this sign serve substantial justice to the applicants and the other folks in that development? Yes, again, this is a minimal amount of additional. We're talking about an overall 5 feet, part of which is just what I want to say, directional. Really, there's only about 2 feet, 18 square feet of additional copy area to accommodate that many folks. And again, less road signage increases visibility and safety. And it will serve businesses intending to support the most vital, serving these businesses will support the most vital component of successful businesses to be able to get their retail activity there. Is this use of this sign contrary to the spirit of the ordinance? The ordinance says the purpose is to provide information and advertising in an orderly, effective, aesthetic, and safe manner, and with the guise of protecting the public from hazardous and distracting displays while being conducive to business. This particular sign does a lot of things. It reuses an existing sign, which is encouraged. Even under your site plan regulations, the purpose at paragraph I says that your purpose is to encourage the reuse and rehabilitation of existing structures. So we're not adding more signs for each business. We're taking an existing structure and expanding it to accommodate the development. The design is clean and simple. I think you see the color copies. It's basic. The color is not loud and obnoxious. It blends with the rest of the development. It's attractive yet conservative. And it's a minimal additional of the changeable copy area with an added above grade feature to, again, increase the visibility and safety. It provides clear and safe directional guidance to businesses. The visibility is at the line of sight and above snow levels, unless we get snow like we're really used to getting here in New England, but we're hopeful that, we'll still be able to see for the most part, most of the sign, as opposed to if it were down here, it probably would block a lot of folks, and people would be craning their necks to try and see, they know it's there somewhere. And the sign with the increased height and more panels is, again, a minimal amount to serve many more businesses. Lastly, I think you have in your files, if not, I have copies. We have this, in that project right now, there's the McDonald's to the left as you go in there, the Bank of New Hampshire to the right, the Marriott or the new Fairfield Inn to the back, and the New Hampshire liquor store is on the owner's tract. And the New Hampshire Liquor Commissioner, or the commission, the La France Hospitality, who has,
We have that.
you have all that. And they're very much supportive for the fact that, you know, it does bring to them, it recognizes the need that they have. It's, they believe, a most vital component of successful business to get their activity there. And they think that it does the job and have lent their support. I also have in here, and I don't know if you have a copy of that, but one of the things that the select board, along with Mr. McGinley, have been trying to get our market basket to consider a part of this lot, and they're very much interested in that. There was a letter of support to that written by the select board to Mr. Demoulas. And we think that the sign, you know, is a needed thing to bring that kind of a business there. It will lend to their business activity, certainly serve the town. A lot of folks are looking for that. So I don't know if you have a copy of that.
We don't have the copy of that.
We don't.
Is that what the top sign is for? The top panel?
That's what we're hoping, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, we didn't have that one. Thank you.
And we did ask Ms. Van Kumpen if it was okay to give you a copy of that.
Great.
He was fine with that. One other letter I do have, if you, which I think will kind of summarize and really give you a bit more of a sign. The sign company that we're using to do and who's done this rendering, you can see on there, is Barlow Signs. Barlow Signs did the existing sign.
Yep.
And they have done other signs, or will do other signs in there, and he's also provided more or less a summary and outline of what the actual physical changes are in the dimensions and things that we are looking for. I mean, you can see that from the rendering, but he does kind of break it down for you. So that's a letter from him, Barlow Signs, just kind of giving you an explanation of the renderings. And he does say there of note, in the bottom, that, you know, he's done a significant number of years of these types of signs for developments of this size, and that you very rarely see signs that need to accommodate businesses. Oh, sure, thanks. Below the 20 to 25 foot range. So we've tried to stay as conservative as we can, to be as close to the regulations as we can, to keep the safety and get us, you know, a decent number of opportunities for businesses to be in there. I think the last thing, just to give you an idea, at the same time we put in the application, we did in conjunction with Bank of New Hampshire, as I said, we're going to utilize theirs, so long as they can have their sign on the other side. They're going to be putting their sign in this.
Yes.
On the other side of this parking, right in this area, it's a low to the ground sign. with a stone base. I'm going to show you that. That's
Where is that in relation to the master sign?
way on the other side of the lot.
It's east on the lot, the other side of the lot.
So here's the master that we're talking about, and they're going to put theirs over here, in this area here.
Okay, could you point the master sign again? Master sign and then the
Master
sign.
sign is, you probably can't see that from here, highlighted in yellow, and it's going to be over here in this area on the other side of their parking. And it's, let me give you a copy of that if you don't have that. And we do have a verbal okay from Brian on that sign. And that's what that sign will look like.
Yeah, I guess I'm not quite sure where that's
Maybe this time
going to be.
also.
Yes, yeah. If I could just interject, because after the applicant is here, for whatever outcome, he will be going to the planning board for a master sign plan review, and in your zoning, 408.41, freestanding signs, they are exempted, anyone is exempted. If there's a master sign there, everyone still gets one freestanding sign, usually of a minor size, because the consolidated sign, that's the quid pro quo.
Okay, where is that, Sharon? I don't see that in the ordinance.
It's on page 26. Freestanding signs?
Yep, page 26, freestanding sign.
Yep, see?
C, 1C.
Can exempt the applicant from the existing freestanding sign requirements, provided the proposed signage meets section 408.1. The purpose.
Right.
Right.
Which is.
Okay, that, to me, that does not say that allows a second sign for anybody in addition to a master sign.
Yes, it does, because.
Well, that would be a matter of interpretation that I think the planning board would have to decide, and then we would have to review. If it's interpreting the master sign, it does not say here that it says one sign per lot, one freestanding sign per lot.
Right.
So I'm
Of their own.
concerned. I mean,
No.
this has nothing to do with that. The master sign,
Right.
what I'm concerned about is the second sign, and what permissions are necessary for that second sign.
Can I ask who owns the land under that sign?
Well,
That's.
I'm sorry.
Who owns the land under the master sign?
that's the thing. The master sign is going to be on its own easement area.
Right.
And the own easement area, our understanding in talking with town council is that the easement area is entitled to a sign and the lot is entitled
Right,
to a sign.
so that would give the Bank of New Hampshire their one sign.
The Bank of New Hampshire will have one sign,
has
and the
one.
easement, which is associated with the development, because it's
Right.
going to
That's
be
what they talked
related
about.
to the streets and the roads and the
Okay,
association.
well, this has not been explained to the board at this point. I understand there was litigation and negotiations, but as far as having a separate easement, that has not been, we're not aware of that.
That
That this
is-
sign,
I'm sorry, that is within the deed to the lot to bank, that the Bank of New Hampshire is on. That's already an easement area of record. So we have an easement area in that lot, as I said, in the southwest corner.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
What
so-
happened is Bank of New Hampshire went and put up their sign very close to our easement area. So to compromise with them, we agreed to relocate the easement area, and they're in agreement with that. It's in the amended and restated declaration that's going on for the association. And their sign in conjunction would be moved to outside of the easement area and not in an area that would conflict with the master sign.
okay, right, that's what I'm concerned about. I can't see this sign, how tall it's going to be, whether it's going to block the master sign, where it's going to be placed.
small pediment sign. Essentially, are you
Okay.
literally taking that
No.
signage?
No, they
and
have to do a whole new
recreating?
panel.
Okay.
They're going to do a whole new panel. As it shows on here, they're doing a sign of 96 inches in height, 30 feet from the, 30 inches from the ground.
Right.
The 30-inch, is going to be a stone base,
It's a
and then
it's what's called a pediment sign, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, that's going to require a sign permit, correct?
Yes.
yes,
Okay,
and we've
yes.
applied for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, we have the verbal okay from Brian for that. He had told me when I spoke to him that he needed a signature of the applicant, of the owner, which we got.
Right, of the owner, the correct
Of the Bank of New Hampshire lot, and he's been provided with
owner
the
of the lot.
signature. Yes,
He's
yes.
going to sign the permit this time.
He has actually signed the application, and it's been given to Brian.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he was waiting because the two signs need to be approved in order to go forward with this.
Right, right. And I'm just also concerned about the planning board weighing in on having a second sign on a lot with a master plan.
They know that, that's an established protocol.
Right, but I mean, they need to approve the master sign plan.
Oh, well,
correct?
no, I was going to
Right.
get to that, yes.
Yeah,
From here,
Right,
Mr. McGinley will go to the planning board for site plan review. Just for a wee bit of background, when his original site plan, or the original site plan, I guess for the Bank of New Hampshire, whenever it came up, there was the opportunity at that time to also have a review of a master sign site plan, but it was,
Right,
there
it
was no
just wasn't-
inception of it, so, so they were going to wait till after the fact. Then there was this little snafu about the Bank of New Hampshire sign.
Right.
And now Mr. McGinley the development is far enough down the road that he feels he, has the final design for the master sign.
Mm-hmm.
So this will go back to the planning board, and that will be a condition of
okay.
approval, I hope.
I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that
No, absolutely.
they
This-
get their say
yes.
on it.
I'm watching this,
And
yes.
the thing is, we have to, be able to, give them that we have sought to have the variance to be able to get a higher and
Right.
sign with
Right.
the face panel change.
Okay. I would just like to say this request for the variances is restricted to this sign on this lot.
Master sign only.
Right,
Yep.
master sign, it's
Yep.
not.
Yes,
and
yes.
We're
Oh,
not
no, it's not.
approving a variance for
Oh,
a second sign.
Oh, no,
Okay.
it's not a blanket approval.
Yeah, okay.
By any means. It is strictly this sign on this
That's all I
sign
wanted to
easement.
clarify.
Yeah.
Yes,
But,
no,
I mean,
no,
I think the master sign and what you've proposed is an excellent idea and something that we've been moving towards. So I have no problem with what you're proposing. I just have a problem with multiple signs when there's a space advertising and we have signs all over. I don't think anybody's going to miss the Bank of New Hampshire on Tenny Mountain Highway because of the amount of signage it has. So, but okay, so, and you're going to have available, panels available for other businesses that come in.
Yes.
Will McDonald's go into that sign also?
Yes, Bank of New Hampshire's not going on that sign.
Not McDonald's.
No, McDonald's is not, no.
Yeah, that's my
McDonald's.
question, right.
No, they're fine where they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Bank of New Hampshire won't be on there too?
I don't,
It's a requirement that they be on that sign.
Okay. Okay, well, does anyone have any questions? Any more questions for Ms. Southpole about the sign, or size, or placement?
No, we have signs out there, anywhere on there. I know in the application it said that there are similar signs out there. Do we have anything out there 21 feet high? Do we know?
Well,
No,
we have the
Don't believe so.
development on Yetton Road, and that's taller.
Plymouth, what is it? Business Park?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a ways down the road.
that's taller.
I think that is, yeah.
If I may, I think your Hannaford sign is
Yeah.
extremely higher than 21 feet.
Yeah, that predates the ordinances. though.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem even with the height because of the dip there, that when you're riding along there, the topography, I think.
I have to tell you, if it wasn't for this visual,
Yeah, right.
I don't know that I would have supported this thing. Because
Yeah, the 3 foot.
I drove by there today, and, the snow, of course, the snow wasn't there, and,
Right.
and I know it's there, so But this gives me a better example of what you're talking
Right.
about.
Being able to compare
Yeah.
what's there now and then the height also, so.
So kudos on that.
Yeah, very good, thank you. Well, I will open the public hearing and ask if there's anybody in the public that would like to speak in favor.
Well, yes, Frank Miller.
Okay, hey Frank.
I will speak in favor. I believe this is a reasonable application for variance. It more complies with the intent and purpose of our master sign ordinance that we have. Boulder Point system of signage out there. That was located in a right-of-way area, and then each business and Boulder Point has their own sign system, which obviously goes through the planning board process for site plan review. And I believe this particular sign, master signing, especially when people driving along Tenny Mountain, having a means of quickly identifying what types of businesses are located in there, allows them to make a safe decision on executing a turn. And I believe this is definitely in best interest of the people of town of Plymouth. One thing else I'd like to see that I did notice is that there's no real Riverside Drive. If that's the name of the drive that you're turning on, there should be a sign. I was out there noticing they put up a new Tenny Mountain Highway sign at the intersection, but turning right, it's no name road.
We need some GPS identification.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in conjunction, this approval of this variance and allows them to go to the planning board to get the final approval, I believe is definitely appropriate, and then if they would get a named plate drive would be
Right, an
helpful.
address system, I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
just to that point, well, it's both roads, Riverside Land, well, the two, the T roads, they're private, so the town would not have any town street signs on them now. That would be incumbent upon the developer to put up some identifying signs at this point in time. I mean, that's subject to change, but these are private drives at this point.
Okay,
But I recommend
Yeah.
approval.
okay, thanks Frank.
But we have no jurisdiction over that, really. So.
Right. And Eleanor, do you have any comments? Okay, anybody opposed? Anybody present opposed? I see no one opposed. Any neutral comments? I see nobody. So I will close the public hearing. Okay. Now let's make some findings of fact.
Madam Chair, you do have two variances on the table. It might be cleaner to do them separately unless the board is in, total agreement, but who would know at this point?
Right, I
on
think
the way
it's
you wanna
better
go.
to do
Yeah, I
it
think so, too.
separately.
Yep.
So we can just go through the list twice here.
And I'm sorry, I only gave you one sheet. I
Yeah, that's
spaced
okay.
that out, but it's the exact same thing.
Let's do findings with respect to the variance requests on height.
Increases visibility.
Increases visibility of all signs,
All businesses.
all businesses, especially in snow.
Yep.
Thereby creating a safer traffic control out there. by having
Okay, why don't we
better
add that as a second? Safety is increased by better visibility, or by higher visibility.
Will not impede sight lines at the intersection, as it's in the current site.
Sight lines will not be impeded. Let's see, what else? I think.
To being built on the easement that it was allowed to.
Right.
Okay, yes.
A change in location.
Master sign is being placed where it was originally intended on, what do we want to say, on the developer's easement? Okay. Anything else?
We have letters of recommendation from the existing businesses.
Okay, letters of recommendation in support, no opposition. Letters of recommendation in support and public.
Yeah, public.
Frank Miller, Q Public. Okay, anything else? All right, why don't we go down our criteria for the height variance? Okay, granting the variance will not diminish the value of surrounding properties.
True. True.
True.
True.
True.
Okay, unanimous. 2, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest.
True. True.
True.
True.
True.
And I would just add that it's in keeping with the planning board's intent for master signs and express purpose in the zoning ordinance. Number 3, denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship to the applicant upon proof that the zoning restriction as applied to the applicant's property interferes with the applicant's reasonable use of the property, considering the unique setting of the property in its environment.
True. True.
True.
True.
True.
Okay. B, no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general purposes of the zoning ordinance and the specific restriction on the property.
True. True.
I have to say false on that.
True.
I'll say true.
Okay. 4. And C, the variance would not injure the public or private rights of others.
True. True.
True.
True.
True.
Okay. Number 4, granting the variance would do substantial justice.
True. True.
True.
True.
True.
And 5, the use will not be contrary to the spirit and intent of the ordinance.
True. True.
True?
True.
True.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve the variance as requested.
Okay,
Second.
okay, Butch second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Howard. Okay, all right, now we need the area variance. Let's do some findings on the area. Let's see, the increased area,
Beneficial to public safety.
okay, benefits public safety. Enables proper visibility of all potential businesses in development. The area.
I think it's an attractive sign. It improves, I think, the, and you said, yeah, aesthetics of the,
Improves aesthetics.
yeah. Based upon what was shown to us this evening.
Okay. All right, I think that's good. All right, now let's go down our criteria. We're granting a variance, an area variance. Number 1, granting the variance will not diminish the value of surrounding properties.
True. True.
True?
True.
True.
Okay. 2, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest.
True. True.
True.
True.
True.
Okay, it's unanimous. 3, denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship to the applicant upon proof that A, the zoning restriction as applied to the applicant's property interferes with the applicant's reasonable use of the property, considering the unique setting of the property and its environment.
True.
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 B, no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general purposes of the zoning ordinance and the specific restriction on the property.
True.
True.
I have to say false.
I knew that.
I can't get over that one.
True.
Okay, number C, the variance would not injure the public or private rights of others.
True.
True?
True.
True.
And granting the variance would do substantial justice.
True.
True.
True?
True.
True.
The use will not be contrary to the spirit and intent of the ordinance.
True.
True.
True?
True.
True.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
I so move that we grant the, or approve the area variance.
Okay, and-
Second.
Okay, Howard, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And I have to say, it's very hard for me to vote on that one criteria on the variance.
This went better than you thought, didn't it?
But, thank you.
I'll tell you,
Very
if
patient
I'll
and
tell you, if
more
it wasn't for
compromising.
these handouts,
This is who you need schematics.
really.
Yeah, it really
Spatial
helps.
and-
I was driving up down there today. I have a suggestion. They might, I don't know who owns that land with the trees before your property on the right when you're driving. I think that some of those trees should be cut back. If you can do it, because that, like today I noticed when I got the red light, green light at Hannaford, and I sailed right up there, that development's right on you like that, if you're going 40. And those trees impede seeing that at all. That's one suggestion I
Appreciate your
have.
comments. I've been tactful. I want to do that. It's in the future, but I've been tactful to not rock the boat at any
Right,
given
right.
time, so, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Because that was right on there with the green light, so.
All right, well, we'll be excited to see your master plan come into fruition in its proper place.
I'm excited not to see this again.
Before you die.
Thank you all very much.
All right, thank
I know it
you.
was a long call, and I apologize for.
All right, we're glad
Back to
it
the
worked
finish line.
out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So at some point, you'll make plans to go before the planning board.
Yes. Yeah. I am the one.
Yes, you do. Thank you very much. I already forgot.
Thank you.
Sherry, can I ask what we have on the books for July?
I'm sorry, what?
What do we have on the agenda for July?
You have one, it's a reduction of parking for Soldier On. I just didn't know how the board felt about it. If I got some sense of feedback from the board, I was going to go to the applicant, Jeff Lewis from North Point, and see if it was amenable to you guys, if you wanted to go to another date, because it's just that one application.
Yeah, I think since they were just here and had a special meeting, that would be appropriate.
Okay, I will check,
because
because I know
it's a
I'd
holiday
love to have a
weekend.
little vacation too.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, it's not critical to, I believe, to any
Right.
of his schedules.
Right.
And he was just here, so I will keep you all informed, if that's the board's
Yeah.
consensus. I will get back to you.
It's just always really busy.
Well, it's
You
just
never
coming
know what
off.
happens
I-
July 5th.
If there's wiggle room personally, if you're coming off a long holiday weekend, I think everybody's brain is just not quite there.
Okay. So is that any unfinished business?
No, nothing.
Okay, and new business, we just
Well,
talked
may I
about.
suggest the next, if it's
Moving.
amenable, can we quickly look at a calendar? I think the next, it's right behind
Let's see,
Omer.
it's,
I don't have one. I think we'd be looking at Tuesday, July.
oh, you mean
12th?
moving it in July, or did you mean waiting till August?
Oh, well, I don't know. Let me see if he can wait till August. I don't think so. I meant moving it to July.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear about that.
Yeah, even the next weekend, probably. I don't know. I do a lot of traveling in
Well, but
July.
then let's, if everyone has a minute, it's easier to kind of hash it out a little bit now when we're all together. Doesn't have to necessarily be Tuesday, except that interferes with my other meetings, but the regular meeting would be Tuesday, July 5th, the next Tuesday is the 12th, And the next Tuesday is the 19th or the 26th, so it's 12, 19, or 26.
The 19th isn't good for me.
Okay.
But the next week or,
26th, can anyone see that far down the road? I'll go for sooner.
yeah, I think if we could do it the second week, or
Well,
or I just
Yeah.
suck it up and do it the 5th.
Well, that's fine with me.
Okay, that's just what I thought.
Okay, and we don't have any communications or other business?
No.
Then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ian?
Second?
All right, at 8:55.